Good evening. Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm about to give a really unpopular opinion, and I'm sure it's going to be especially unpopular amongst women.
I'm Gray Mars. Break a record by being with 100 men in one day. And right after she was done, she recorded a documentary.
I'm a vegan weed. Call yourself fresh and wear the same weak ass turtleneck on every show. Goddamn. Then we got goddamn the Sudanese Sambo. Bruh, man.
And I'm Enzo. Bringing up in my lives is they're like, oh well, he's violating the Constitution by having a meme coin and him making money off it in office and everything like that. I was like, if that was the case, like there would be lawsuits up the ass and impeachment inquiry.
I'm skeptic. Like I always say, don't let anybody trample on your constitutional rights.
I'm Mia. That's not a correct power dynamic in my mind. Typically, the people that are trying to be removed are not in control. That's why they're easily being removed.
The government, states, they start putting these RICO acts on Diddy, all of these guys, and try to put it on these ongoing criminal organizations. I ain't never seen the government put a RICO act on the KKK.
Switch happened. Come on, man. You got to acknowledge this. This is the problem that I have with elders like you, because you fail to acknowledge that this stuff has happened.
If we sit there and be old school, we gonna miss the boat. You know, a lot of this kids 19 years old buying houses with Bitcoin, buying Maserati.
Wow.
I think when it comes to the woman, if a man takes charge and he shows that he's logical,
same people. That's number two. That's all theater. This is WWF.
Do not send the National Guard to Chicago, gang. Do not, I repeat, do not do it. We are a different fucking breed out here, nigga. We are not Los Angeles. Nigga, we are not Washington, D.C. Nigga, this is Chicago, nigga. Them niggas go fight back. I'm telling you, them niggas go fight back, gang. Whatever, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Them young niggas got switches, gang. They not going for that shit, bro. I know a bunch of y'all finna say, oh, it's the National Guard. They can't do anything about it. They must go in Chicago. Nigga, do y'all know that it's more bad people than good people, bro? There are over 100,000 gangs in Chicago by the city by itself, gang.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Described him as one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth.
Welcome to the Man Cave. Welcome to the Man Cave. I'm Gray Mars.
I'm 85 Slim.
I'm Mia.
I'm Doc.
I'm Heaven.
Ken Billions, what's happening?
So that guy was basically threatening the National Guard. Slim, you sent me that video, so what's your thoughts on it?
Brody gonna be the first one stretched out, laid up in the damn streets, because you literally motivating people to go against the military. You really think they like that? You really think brothers in the hood is accurate like that? That's where we are now. You want to go out there and get our people more stretched out. Y'all already killing each other. Now you just want to go against the military like we are. No, I don't agree with it, bro. Not at all.
So Trump got booed over the weekend.
Trump get booed all his life.
Mia, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So Nora was saying this is basically like a liberal elite event at tennis. So Trump was, of course, going to get booed there. If he went to the NFL or the UFC, people would have liked him. Do you feel like it's just a setting that he was at, or are people upset with Trump?
Yeah, so she is absolutely correct. I mean, tennis, that is a very wealthy sport. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. It is a very liberal event. It's a very wealthy sport. It's a very elitist sport as well. I'm not surprised that he got booed at all. I believe it was the U.S. Open. So, I mean, Nora is correct in her assessment. Had he been at a football game, I mean, maybe even a lacrosse game, he probably would have had a different outcome. I'm not surprised a bunch of pretentious gentrifiers booed him at all whatsoever.
This was Trump at the game, falling asleep.
I mean, tennis really isn't that fun. I don't know why he went, to be honest.
Heaven, what you think about Trump getting booed?
Well, I mean, isn't this one of the things that he's all happy about that he got, the U.S. Open? No, that's the World Cup, right? And right? That he keeps talking about?
Yeah, so we have the Olympics and the World Cup.
Yeah, it's the World Cup. Yeah, different one that he rigged the election for. Yeah. The fourth slip up on that? Hello. What are we doing? Did some really bad things, some illegal things, but God works in mysterious ways. Yo, that's blasphemy. Why you really seriously? Okay, nah. But Slim down here talking about, bring the National Guard against U.S. civilians.
I love it.
A day in his life, didn't he?
I love it. I love it. I love every minute of it.
I know you do. Stand up.
Cleaning up the streets, making grandma safe. Mothers could go out and shop again with their children without getting hit with strays. I'm all for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Well,
I know. Mm-hmm.
Apparently, he was an FBI informant.
But don't you have to get caught up to be an informant?
Unspeakable evil. He believes that himself.
Hold on, it's real low.
Kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down. The president knows and has great sympathy for the women who have suffered this unspeakable harm. It's detestable to him. He and I have spoken about this as recently as 24 hours ago.
Ken, do you believe Trump was an FBI informant? Basically investigating Epstein. That's what they're trying to say now.
Look, man, I seen the movie Departed, man. Anything is possible. I don't put none past anybody, right? We're in a system where the truth is stranger than fiction. And in regards to Trump getting booed, Kobe went to opposing away games and got booed. LeBron James get booed on the road. Tom Brady get booed on the road. You know what I mean? The boos, everybody not gonna like you. But that's the dope thing about America, that you could do that though. That's one thing that I can appreciate about this place, that if you ain't feeling a person, you go boom. You know what I'm saying? And this the thing about America, you're one good decision, one good day, one good post away from the same people that hate you loving you. And you're one day, one post, one hot take away from the same people that hate you or love you, they'll hate you. That's America. You know what I mean? So I don't read too much into that.
Doc, what you think?
I hate people just giving out takes. Trump was an informant or whatever. If Trump was a actual legitimate informant, show us the paperwork. It's paperwork to be an informant. You just don't say, hey, he's an informant. There's a paperwork, there's a system in place. Show us. That was 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Show us the people who ran that system, signing off on it. I'm not saying he not, but I'm saying they come out sometimes and these people, and they just say things and throw things to us with no backing, no paperwork, no nothing to support it. They just wear a suit, a Great Clips haircut, and expect us to believe it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. You feel me? Show me some paperwork, just some proof. That's all I'm saying. They just throw things out there sometimes, and I ain't saying he is or he ain't, but like, kind of see it on paper.
Well, that's actually what happened with Trump today. He lost his defamation lawsuit.
That's a little bit about how important this was, perhaps for you as an individual, but also for women writ large in a moment like this, who, and so many of them, not just in relation to Donald Trump, but against when they have something like this happen to them by any man.
This is what really, it's a victory. Really, not really for me. It's for every woman, because we did away with the perfect victim concept. The perfect victim always screams. She always goes to the police. She always writes the date in her diary. She always folds up and is a sad person. We smashed that concept. And so for every woman in the country, this is for you. I think this will help you all.
Ken, how do you feel about Trump losing his defamation lawsuit? He was accused of SA. Does this make him guilty?
I'm not sure, but what this does, though, is open up a conversation among women. I'm curious to see that. I'll be a fly on the wall in that discussion about the women that support him and the women that don't. And I would like to see an intellectual back and forth of the women that support him. Why? Even though these things may be on his record, and the women that don't support him, and why. And I would like to see different schools of thought with women intellectually going back and forth about this, because this has, regardless of what I think, these kind of things have super impact on women. But I would like to see women in a real structure setting where no one's calling anyone names, pick me or anything or whatever, for the women that support him, even though he might have some things on his jacket, and then the women that don't. I would like to see those political ideologies and social ideologies go back and forth.
So I'm going to play what Trump actually said about it in the civil disposition.
Well, sort of, that's what she said I did to her. She fainted with great emotion. She actually indicated that she loved it. Okay, she loved it until commercial break. In fact, I think she said it was sexy, didn't she? It was very sexy to be raped. Didn't she say that?
So, sir, I just want to confirm, it's your testimony that E. Jean Carroll said that she loved being sexually assaulted by you?
Well, based on her interview with Anderson Cooper.
Mia, you're the one that sent the case in the group chat. What do you think this does to Trump?
I mean, to be honest, it really doesn't do anything. People that support him. I mean, this information with E. Jean Carroll has been out for years. I mean, this goes all the way back to the 1990s or late 80s when this happened, or some shit like that. Excuse my French. I mean, for a lot of people, it doesn't matter. And most people don't take women's allegations serious, and most people don't take women serious half the time. So this is not going to move any people. If they support him, they support him. I mean, it's kind of one of those situations where, like, it kind of is what it is. I mean, she is about to be 83 point some odd $1 million richer. Good for her. I mean, if she has kids or a family, they're going to be set for life. Hopefully they invest and she can do something good with the money. She says she's going to donate to charity or something like that. So I hope she follows through on that and she can help other women. But at the end of the day, like, it really doesn't matter. I mean, people support him regardless. This information's been out forever.
Well, what right-wing people are saying, I never curse on alive, is that she was purposely going to the court to look effable. So this is what she said and what they're sharing.
It's pretty dispiriting. But then you're like, well, I got to be hotter to win this case.
Yeah, I got to be fuckable is the word. So what we did is we looked, I had a talk show, a TV talk show in 1996. I went through that, some of the shows, took screenshots of my hair cut in a bob, and we did then I found the hairdresser and the makeup person who made me look like that in 1996, She came every day to trial, did my hair and makeup exactly like it was in 1996. I wore the exact same clothes I wore in 1996, the exact clothes.
Yeah, they're back. It's back in trend.
Yeah. Oh, I don't have a book here, but the thing I'm wearing on the cover, I bought it at Bergdorf's in 1993. So
Wow.
that's the kind of, and I didn't look like I looked in 96, but I looked like somebody who could have looked like somebody in 96, and it was enough. It was enough. So it was a trick.
District, that doesn't make you annoyed? That doesn't, your feminist juices don't start flowing over that? Like,
Heaven, how do you feel about her saying that she had to look sexy going to court? And is some right-wing people saying she's accused other men of SA before, so she can't be trusted?
I will say that when it comes to court situations, even in cases that involve children, it is usually done where they bring photos of the child at the age of the incident. So that way the jury doesn't, I'm sorry, give me some.
They you know why they did that grade? They graded that because it was somebody on the jury like me. Because I would have said, ain't no way Trump smacked them cheeks if she would have came in there looking beat down. I would have said, I know with all this money Trump got, he wasn't out here slumming like that. Because I ain't living like that. And I ain't got a quarter of the money Trump got. So if I had Trump money, boy, you would knew what's up walking in that I hit. You feel me? I'm talking about bad. You know what I'm saying? So hey, that's kudos to like actually though getting a good legal team who has a grasp on probably what should and what would work in court and doing things to have something work in your favor. Because I would have for sure been like, man, Trump ain't hit her, cuz. Oh my, I would have been blowed. I was like, bro, ain't no way he went down like that.
No. Listen to how she said fuckable, and she's an OG, and she talked like that. Now rewind 30 years. That was kind of hot. That was real raunchy and real nasty and dirty the way she said that. Now put her 30 something years ago. Look how she said fuckable. That shit was real commendable. She has a dirty mouth.
She was in the game. She know the game. Yeah.
Look how she said
that.
But that's the thing. So for legal purposes and in legal cases, that is what they have to do. They have to have the victim and the jury see the victim at the or in the same light as they would during the incident, rather than seeing, for example, a 15-year-old girl testifying about something that happened when she was a child.
You think that's women using their sex appeal to manipulate the jury, though?
Absolutely. I mean, she's trying to get paid. I think people will use any means necessary in order to get paid and to win a case. And I mean, we can't even hate, because if you thought for a second that if you looked fuckable, quote in, quote out, and you would walk away with $100 million, you'd do it too. You'd have some clear heels on, you've got a stripper dress on and everything. If you thought that would get you $100 million, imagine that's the kind of money that would literally lift your family out of poverty, that would have multiple generations taken care of. Anybody that says they wouldn't is crazy work, because we all know everybody would. I don't even blame her for trying to look good.
I personally wouldn't.
Shit, girl, you're better than me. $83 million? Shit, I would. I know,
right?
Get up Trump internet line like
this. Look, trust me. I wish I didn't have that. Like, I wish I could go like do some crazy stuff for money. But
100 M's, I'll be at your house in the morning helping you get dressed heavy. Crazy.
Slim, did you have
I'm good. Just help the community, and that's it. That's all I care about.
What's up, Greg?
You had something to add?
Oh, nah, not to the OG clip. I'm good. Shorty got blazed up. She got blazed up, but I don't. I'm kind of with Doc on that. You know what I mean? I don't think it popped off. She kind of trash.
Well, before we get to the main topic, I'm gonna play why I think this is happening. That they're trying to distract from what Trump really has going on.
I do see something of a pattern. Sometimes we lose the forest for the trees, but I want to look at the forest, and it is one ugly duckling forest that we're looking at for Donald Trump. Look at this. Negative net approval rating for some. We talk about one poll, the CBS News poll. We talk about another poll, the NBC News poll. Nuh-uh. Look at the aggregate polls, and look how long Donald Trump's net approval rating has been negative. It has been every day since March 12th in the average of polls. We're talking about 181 days in a row in which Donald Trump has been underwater swimming with the fishes. There is no good data for Donald Trump when looking at the aggregate and looking overall. He has been negative for a very long period of time, the vast majority of his second presidency.
What about the issues?
Okay, what about the issues? You see this here, right? Is there any shining light? Is there any light at the end of the tunnel? Well, look at the issues. Look at this. These are all the key issues. Donald Trump is underwater on all of them. Trade, obviously, tariffs have been a big thing at the bottom of your list, minus 17 points. The economy, which was the reason he was elected to his second term to fix the economy, way underwater at minus 14 points. Foreign policy, minus 12. And then I think, Mr. John Berman, the key two issues at the top, because these have been Donald Trump's strongest issues, crime and immigration. But get this. He is now underwater on both of these issues, if barely, but he's underwater on crime at minus 2, immigration at minus 3. On all the key issues, he is again swimming with the fishes. Consistency across the board.
It is interesting, though, because the difference here does explain why even with these jobs numbers, which were historically bad on Friday, this is what he's focused on today. He'd rather be talking about this than this.
Absolutely.
All right, what about with key groups that may have influenced his election victory?
Okay, so we talked about right at the top that every day since March 12th, what has changed since February in terms of making Donald Trump go from the positive side of the ledger to the negative side of the ledger? And this, of course, I think is so important. Two key groups that were so important to getting Donald Trump a second term. He did so much better than the traditional Republican among those under the age of 30 and Hispanics. Look at this. In February, among those under the age of 30, his net approval rating, according to CBS News, plus 2 points. Look at where we are now. Negative 30 points. That's a 32-point move in the wrong direction. And Hispanics, he was 6 points underwater. Look at this. Minus 34 points. That's a 28-point move since February. No wonder Donald Trump's in trouble. He's steady across the board, and since February, when he was last positive, he's only gotten significantly worse among two very...
Doc, how do you feel about Trump's numbers? Do you think it's real? Do you think he's doing this bad?
He can't run for office again. I wouldn't give a damn how much you like me. It ain't like I could run again and win again. I don't think it really matters. And I don't know where these places be getting the numbers from. Like wherever they get the numbers or whatever polls they be from, bro, the people who supported Trump, that was like MAGA, like Trumpers, bro, they still support Trump. Like, I ain't seen none of them waver. He had to give out $100 million, whatever paperwork come out. Hey, they'll find a reason to explain it all. You know what I mean? So I ain't seen none of them waver. So I don't be knowing where they get these numbers from. You see Slim down there. You see Slim. You think Slim wavering? You think Slim got a little bit of doubt in him? Not an iota of doubt.
And if Slim owned a farm and was losing it all, like the farmers and the
hey man, Slim would think Trump is on the way to say that far. So that's why
right. I know, right?
But the people who
that's
really
the
believe
stuff
in
I'm
him,
seeing,
the people who truly believe in him, his base, they haven't abandoned him at all. So that's why I say I don't know where they're getting these numbers from, because the people who support him are still supporting him.
They send out like text messages and stuff. I've gotten before where you just answer random questions.
Boys ain't got text messages back there in West Virginia.
Over to the rural people. Mia, you seem to be kind of in the middle. Do you think the poll numbers are real? Yeah, she's not here. Slim, we know you go stick with Trump regardless. Why do people stick with the MAGA movement even though, you know, he looks so bad on all these issues?
Well, first off, is where you play that information, Gray, and we, you know, CNN, come on, NBC, Like when you start playing networks like that, I already know that's the poison. At the end of the day, those numbers, you could just go in your DMs. I sent you 4,000 videos on what's going on with the country as far as, how we coming up based on the tariffs and things like that. You will not play these videos though. But you find a CNN clip and then you want me to react to the CNN. But my whole focus is fake news on any network that's against Trump. I don't respect nothing they say. And that Scott Jennings is the best thing that ever happened to CNN.
They use the same poll. So that poll number is from right wing, left, and middle. And then they do a mathematical equation and say this is a number that they're at. So that's also from right wing media, those numbers.
All right, I'm going to send you a poll that's going to read different. We're going to see where they get them from.
If that was Trump math, somebody would be fired right now.
I don't fuck with CNN, bro. I don't fuck with none of them leftist media network news stations. I can't. Because I see how they play the
You don't fuck
cards.
with direct facts either, but
Oh no, I do fuck with the facts. Y'all just can't understand the facts. I can't handle
what
the
about
facts.
the ICE raid on the factory in Georgia that they detained a whole bunch of South Korean nationals, which caused an international issue and lost the U.S. a bunch of money.
Were they illegal?
Right.
Were they illegal?
No, they weren't. Actually,
Okay.
they weren't. So
okay, well, hey,
okay, so
so that's Trump's fault, right?
What about the
That's
vote?
Trump's
Yes,
fault.
it actually is. It is actually. Yes,
Everything is Trump's fault.
specifically. That is specifically yes. The ICE
I
raids
can't
are,
wait
yes.
till they go to Chicago and lock them niggas up.
Oh my God! Right,
That's
you
what
hear
I want.
yourself.
All right.
Can't wait till they go lock
Lock
American
them niggas
citizens up.
Okay, guys.
No.
Okay. Let me let Ken
No,
respond.
like this is ridiculous. He admitted
Yeah.
to rigging the election, and you sit here like,
How dare you?
Hold
Rigging
on,
the
guys.
election. You don't want to go there.
Guys,
You do not want to go there.
Stop.
You don't want to go there, Heaven. Rigging the election.
He
This
admitted
is coming from a
He
Democrat.
admitted it.
Rigging the election.
He admitted it out loud multiple.
Oh my God.
Kevin, Heaven, Ken, go ahead. What you think about Trump poll numbers?
When I see numbers like this, I always want to know what's the methodology of how you get there. Is it 7,000 people that took the poll? Is it 10,000 took the poll? Is it 100,000? Right. So that's I want to know always want to know the methodology. I just don't go off face value. And again, these kind of things don't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? And we're still in the first year of this shit. So how people feel, I don't really go off that because 7,000 people could have took this. You know what I mean? I don't really feel any kind of way because I don't know how this is measured, and I don't know what's the when you're taking these polls, what kind of conclusion are you trying to come to? What are the questions that I never took one, and I've never seen how it's conducted. So
Okay, so we're gonna get to the main topic. User discretion advised. If you got children in the room, there's gonna be graphic content. So here we go. So what people are saying is that he's saying, I got that white girl. I got that white girl. Ken, how do you feel about this? I mean, he was homeless and he attacked a Ukrainian refugee that came here from the Ukraine war. And a lot of people are saying that, black people are the issue.
Black people are the issue with what?
Crime, violence against whites.
Black people are the issue with crime against whites? Are that what they're saying? That definitely can't be an issue, because if that was the case, I would say niggas don't turn up enough. If it's that, based on just a lot of key factors, if it's that, I don't think it's that. I think it's put the label of mental illness on this individual like it gets put in other places. There's clearly something wrong, and where's the manifesto? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's clearly something wrong, and I don't think this individual was attached to any political movement. I think they just did this on their own, and whoever sat in that seat could have got the business that day, but this individual didn't have much to live for, but put him in a mental illness box. But I don't, blacks attacking whites, like that's not no epidemic. That's not the daily thing that's going on every single day. Like, you don't there's no pictures of a white dude hanging from a tree and blacks gathered around it looking at it like with babies and shit. There's no instances of blacks throwing whites in swamps, letting alligators eat them and shit. Like, come on, man. Stop that.
I'm gonna play this video from Kaiser. He explains it a lot better than me, and you'll see how they feel.
Ukrainian woman was murdered by homeless men, but some media isn't reporting it, and it's a pattern of being silent when the killer is black and the victim is white, and loud when it's the opposite. On August 22nd, Irina Zarutska sat down on a bus in front of DeCarlos Brown. DeCarlos, for no apparent reason, stabbed her in the throat. This was cold-blooded murder. Irina was a white, blonde, Ukrainian refugee who fled the war. DeCarlos is a black, homeless, 4-time felon who just left jail. I hate that I even need to mention their skin colors, but I do. Because if this had been a white man murdering a black woman, this would be nonstop national news. And yet, the New York Times hasn't reported on it. CNN hasn't reported on it. MSNBC hasn't reported on it. What do they all have in common? They're all on the left. This is clearly newsworthy. It touches multiple third rails: race, immigration, Ukraine war, homelessness, and crime. So why aren't they reporting on it? Because there's a race-based double standard in the media. Now, make no mistake, right-wing media like Fox News and New York Post are biased too. And here's the thing, the media is overwhelmingly left-leaning. 30 to 60% of journalists are on the left. 5 to 7% are on the right. So we're all getting a skewed version of reality. One in which white on black crime is worthy of marching, but black on white crime isn't worth mentioning. Both are equally wrong. But we've been conditioned to see race first and principle second. And it's swinging the pendulum from one irrational extreme to the other. From white people being elevated to white people being denigrated. Meanwhile, black-white race relations are worse than they were at the start of the century. But why should I, a black man, care? Because we all should. We're supposed to be ending racism, not flipping who gets to be racist. And if we don't correct this, many white people will become resentful, and they'll swing the pendulum back to black. We can't keep doing this. In the face of evil, we must let go of racial preferences and focus on principles. All decent people must say, I don't care what color they are. A person murdering another person in cold blood is evil. All humans must say, I don't care who started it. A boy stabbing another unarmed boy at a track meet is wrong. All mature adults must say, I don't care how mistreated you feel. A woman calling a child a racial slur is disgusting. In a race war to the bottom, no one wins. The division shouldn't be black versus white. It should be wrong versus right. The media profits from us being divided, but you don't have to play that game. That's why
Quick question: is he from America?
No, he's
Okay.
Nigerian. He's been on this podcast before.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Slim, you begging for the right wing clips. Kaiser's on the right. What do you think about the black versus white thing? Do you agree?
I mean, it's obvious what's going on, man. I mean, the media had nothing to say about what happened because, again, if it was the other way around, it would have been all over the world, man. I think even if you're on the right or left side or whoever you support, I'm sure you could agree to that. Like, they don't highlight when it's black on white. They only highlight when it's white on black. So that's something that's just, it's unfortunate, but it's almost normal now. You know what I mean? It's almost what we expect. You know, I can go through so many things where the other side did one thing and the media is not covering it. As soon as something happened where a white person does something to a black person, it's all over the world, bro, in like 30 seconds. It's crazy how it goes down. But again, that's how they keep people indoctrinated. That's how they keep people emotionally tied to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Once you break away from that, you become numb to it. But when you become numb to it, the people that basically look at you in that way, they try to say you're insensitive or whatever the case may be. It's not that. It's just that I'm tired of them manipulating us and making us think something when we know what the fuck it is. That's it.
Mia, you said you was back.
Yeah, I'm here.
You said you had opinions on it. What's your opinions?
I mean, first and foremost, it's unfortunate. Clearly from the video that North Carolina doesn't want us to see. The video shows an innocent person, regardless of color, literally in their work clothes, sitting down, minding their business with AirPods in, holding their phone, and then they get literally stabbed in the neck multiple times. And the whole, according to the video, the whole interaction lasted seconds. I couldn't imagine losing my life in seconds in broad daylight. And I feel like a lot of things can be true at once. This man is mentally ill. He should have been locked up longer. I mean, he's had 14 arrests. He did do time in prison, but clearly he needed to be maybe institutionalized. I don't know. It just seemed like a very systemic issue happened, because how does somebody get arrested 14 times and then manage to continuously be released? Even after prison 5 years, he got arrested again and he didn't go back. Not even any mental health. He never went to an institution. He never even got mental health. I mean, 14 arrests would tell you that there's something wrong. It's not just crime. There's clearly some sort of mental illness going on. But also, two things could be true at once. He could be racially motivated by this. I mean, there was tons of people on that train car, but he chose the one unassuming, petite white person to stab to death. So two things can be true. He can be mentally ill and he could have been racially motivated while he did it. People act like it's one or the other. It can be both at the same time simultaneously. I mean, it's not out of the realm that he's mentally ill and he targeted her specifically for the way that she looked. And I mean, she's skinny, she's petite, she would have been easy to overpower even if she fought back, and she happens to be white. Everything can be true all at once.
Makes sense. Doc, what do you think?
I think for Slim, we talk about these blue states and these crimes and stuff. North Carolina is a red state or something. I want to state first and most importantly, when we talk about innocence, yes, she is very innocent, and that is unfortunate. The children in Minnesota are innocent, and my problem is when we get to a black man, is he scary and he attacked and what's wrong with him? And we had somebody going to school with some children and kill some children. And all we talked about was mental health. We shoved mental health down your throat for 45 minutes. And I'm not saying what he did is wrong. And he obviously should have been in jail or something. But I'm saying it's that same mental health. We spending these resources on a lot of other things in our country. And I think we could spend these resources on getting people help for mental health. We could spend these resources on homelessness. We could spend and some people need to be locked up. Some people who obviously they incarceration is the route for them. But I just don't like that when we put the shoe on the other foot, there's no mental health issues. It's always just some sort of black anger issue or something. So and Nora in the chat talking about North Carolina is not a red state. Nah, Nora, North Carolina a red state. I just looked it up before I even got my turn to talk. Don't try to take your MAGA hat off now, Nora.
You can't
know
trust
what I'm
none of them numbers because he rigged it. He rigged it. He said it like 5 times already. He rigged it.
How do you feel about the attack having and them saying, it's a white versus black thing?
I feel like it is an extremely, extremely devastating situation. I don't think it has to do with race specifically. I absolutely agree that they use anything and everything to divide us, whether it's gender, race, religion, any and all things that they can to divide us. Because why? Because we're better controlled that way. Because we're fighting amongst each other that way. And look, if it was Obama, if it was Biden, if it was anybody else who sat there and said, I rigged the election, I rigged the election, I rigged the bad people, look, I would be saying the same thing because I swore to uphold the Constitution. I am 100% disabled retired veteran and ordained minister at that. So using God's name, sitting here saying the bad guys did the bad thing and that was God is ridiculously absurd. I think that they continue to divide us. It doesn't matter if it's right-wing media or left-wing media, because it's the same fascist bird, and they are taking all of the things that we, the people, need.
Makes sense. I'm going to play a more unedited version. This is what Myron had to say about it. Myron Gaines.
Way to deal with this bullshit. And that is the reality. We got to get rid of these fucking niggas, bro. Because this is starting to get out of hand, right? Every other week, we got these fucking monkeys stabbing and killing people. And I'll tell you guys this. If this was the other way around, the BLM motherfuckers would be running all across. They'd be complaining. Right? They'd be fucking... Them niggas would be marching through the streets if it was the other way around. If it was a white dude stabbing a black woman like this. The nigga fatigue is getting to an unprecedented level. It's fucking monkey. She doesn't even know what's about to happen to her. She's just sitting there on her phone, chilling. Little girl, man, she's like 100 pounds. What the fuck? The nigger fatigue is at a whole other level, bro. Tired of these motherfuckers, man. Let me tell you something, bro. I don't give a fuck how retarded this nigga is. He could be retarded all day. You know what he's not going to be retarded about? Once we start fucking waterboarding his dumb ass. Now he's not going to be retarded. All of a sudden he's going to be able to think. All of a sudden he's going to realize, oh shit, I fucked up. I shouldn't have done that. Get the fuck out of here, bro. We give way too much fucking excuses to these maniacs and say, oh no, it's mental health. Shut the fuck up. No. No. Some people are just bad people. You gotta stop making excuses. Oh, it's mental health. Get the fuck out of here.
Me, I know you wanted to say something. I was also going to play your homeless clip because this guy was homeless. I don't know if you want to go now. You want to play that clip first.
I just want to say something real quick before you play that clip. It's funny. It disparages me to agree with Myron in anything because I don't like him personally, but like he's not entirely wrong. We need to understand, like, we're talking about this and we're saying it's mental health and blah, blah, blah. But if the roles were reversed, we would not be saying mental health. We would be saying racism. So, I mean, he does have a point because it's the truth. Like, we can replay tons of interactions in news where it has been a white person hurting a black person, killing them or whatever. And we always say racism. We never say mental health. We never say they should be institutionalized. We never say they should have stayed in prison, We always say racism. But when the opposite happens, now we have reframed it to be mental health. There's issues. It's institutionalized them, so on and so forth. So, I mean, Myron is right. I mean, we are hypocrites in this, or at least the media is hypocrites because we're being a little hypocritical right now.
But based on American history, where Myron has a blind spot. Myron is from Sudan. So based on American history, if we did say it was racism, we have Jim Crow, we have Redline. There's actual things on the books that even if you're wrong, your mind can go there because everybody's not a scientist. But based on a great sample size of American history, things were done to non-white people because of racism. Now,
but we're not.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
But we're talking about 2025. We're not talking about Jim Crow. We're not talking about anything. We're going to stay in the present, and we're going to look at it through the context of maybe we are slightly, potentially being slightly hypocritical, because we are all super quick to jump on the bandwagon of racism when at times we ourselves as Black people in the community, if I walk up to a white person, I punch them in the face and I tell them I'm doing this because you're Caucasian, that's absolutely being racist. That is me literally using their race as a reason to disparage them, to precedence against them, and to hurt them. That is me being racist. We are perfectly capable as Black Americans of hating and being racist towards other people, whether they're white, whether they're Asian, whether they're Hispanic, and we've seen it recently. I mean, it's not like we're not. So we need to admit we can be a little hypocritical, and we don't always hold ourselves accountable for some of the actions that we may do in a prejudiced way towards other people. Because to say that Black people aren't prejudiced towards others is a lie. We all know it. We're all prejudiced towards people, whether we admit it or not.
No, Mia, you're absolutely correct. My only thing is there is a hell of a sample size if someone wants to automatically play the race card. Now, if they're wrong, they could be absolutely wrong. But I'm just saying it's very difficult for a massive population to go against history. So they could be totally wrong and very hypocritical. But for people to go immediately to the race card, there's historic reasons why they would do that, though.
And we don't have to go to Jim Crow. Dylan Roof walked into an all-Black church and killed almost a dozen Black people, and walked in, was put in handcuffs without a bruise on him, fed Burger King, and everybody talked about what a mental health crisis it was when Dylan Roof walked into that church and killed all of those Black people. This happens every day. It's not a Black or a white thing. It seems to my only disagreement is when it is Black people doing the killing, it's these monkeys and these niggers, and they need to get it together. And when it's white people, it's a mental health crisis in America. When they walk into a school with AR-15s, everybody act like they don't know right from wrong. When little bro and I'm walking down Chicago with the switch and shooting it at each other, we need to send a National Guard. When they out in Minnesota doing it, it's a mental health thing. It's a mental health thing both times, is what I want people to understand. But they only say it's a mental health thing when the light gets shined when it's only a mental health thing on one color. And that's my problem. It's a mental health thing both times. So and that's just the thing for me.
Nora wanted me to play this clip because I guess a few weeks ago, some Haitians got killed by an Indian guy, but no one cared that the Haitians got killed. They just, on the right, they just said, oh, they're illegal. It doesn't matter.
An update on the illegal who killed 3 people with his reckless truck driving. Turns out, and nobody could have guessed this, the 3 people he killed are 3 Haitian immigrants. You know there are way too many third worlders in this country when they are running into each other on our highways.
So, Slim, the right celebrated. Oh, you can't talk? The right celebrated and said these guys, they were illegals in the country. It doesn't matter that they died. But, with this Ukrainian woman, it was a big outrage. So how do you feel that, was no outrage for the Haitian guys that got killed?
It should be outrage for anybody that loses their life. I mean, that's where my quarrel comes into play, because it's like a one-sided affair just to keep the emotions going. It's unfortunate, however you look at it. Immigrants, illegal immigrants is the word. Like, that's another thing we do. We just keep utilizing immigrants. We gotta specify it sometime. We don't have anything against immigrants. We got everything against illegal immigrants. And we're not specifying certain things, which makes it seem inhumane. Okay, so at the end of the day, I just understand what's going on when it comes to the information. There's a lot of information that's being spewed out that's not being checked correctly, and it's causing emotional stress to the people. At the end of the day, the mental health thing, I can understand it, but I'm not going to put the label on it like that's always the case. Some niggas is just crazy, bro. And at the end of the day, that's just what it is. You can't fabricate it, make it look sweet, make it look pretty. People are just different. And it ain't always mental health. Some people got different agendas. You know what I'm saying? So I just say like this, man, criminals, they deserve to be put where they are. Citizens deserve to have a safe and healthy life, man. And if that's a problem with anybody, you the problem.
Before everybody else respond, y'all might have saw this video Mia put it in group chat, but no one's focusing on the fact that this guy was homeless. So I want to play whatever his name is, I forgot his name, said about being homeless. It's Tim Miller.
Why are people homeless? First and foremost, they choose to be, and they want to be. So when I lived in Seattle, you get a group of kids called the Av-Rats. They lived on University Avenue. They moved from across the country to join this clique of homeless teenage and 20-something-year-olds. Ain't no way you're getting them off the street. It's their adventure by choice. They do drugs and they party. And then liberals donate money to NGOs. The NGOs know they can't get these kids off the streets. They know they can't stop the drug use. Why are individuals who are down and out, who find themselves homeless? I think the average is 2 weeks and they're no longer homeless. Guy gets fired from his job as a contractor, company goes out of business, can't pay his rent, falls on hard times, welfare check doesn't come through or unemployment check. He's outside, bushy mustache, holding up a sign saying, I've lost everything and I don't know what to do. Within 2 weeks, that guy's within a few days. Usually these guys, they go to the shelters, knock on the door and say, I don't want to be homeless. I'm trying to find a place to live. I will do anything it takes. They say, you can sleep here. These homeless shelters, they tend to be empty because the people who are actually consistently homeless choose to be or are mentally ill and cannot be helped. Homeless shelters say, we have a curfew. You're in at 6, you can't leave until 6. So no one's gonna come. You also can't do drugs or drink. No one's gonna come. The problem we have in this country is that we used to say, if you are engaged in public lewdness, degeneracy, and I don't mean that in a colloquial sense, I mean literal laws about indecent exposure and obscenities.
Yeah, and just for people who haven't been to America, like, I remember somebody, I was talking to an American and he went, it's like a third world country. And I was like, I have been to a lot of third world countries. I haven't seen this shit. The stuff you see in LA, we were in Nashville just walking around the town center. There's just like half naked people lying face down on the sidewalk.
So there are solutions. The solutions, I suppose, escape a liberal society, at least of the United States' persuasion. In Northern California, they decided to force conservatorship on the homeless. If you were homeless for a certain amount of time, they would lock you up by force and seize your assets and your income. This was frowned upon. It's fascism. Individuals are free. They can do what they want.
Yeah.
They said we got too many homeless people. They're mentally ill. They receive paychecks from the government that they cash and then spend on drugs. We're going to take their money, spend it for them, and use that money to put them in a shelter. Well, maybe we have to. Is that authoritarian? What if there's someone of sound mind who simply chooses to sleep outside? Is that illegal? Should we make it a crime? They've begun to do so. You can no longer sleep in these cities. West Virginia just passed a law. It's now illegal to sleep in public places completely. Maybe that's what looking after someone actually looks like.
So this guy, what were you gonna say, Ken?
Oh, I'll wait till you call on me. I got a problem.
Well, so this guy was homeless, and basically maybe it's that we don't help our homeless. But Ken, what were you gonna say?
Okay, Tim Pool was homeless because I didn't hear him say that.
No, the black guy that.
Okay. So it's interesting when you can always tell somebody that doesn't have experience what they're talking about, right? So don't talk about the peripheral, right? I've been homeless. I've lived in a shelter. I've been on the street before, right? I know what addiction is like too, right? So you're graded in America based on you're able to how you perform capitalism, masculinity, religion, and all that, right? Some of this shit breaks people, right? And if you're a person that can't be broken by it, salute to you though. But unless you actually been in an environment, it's not that a person wants to stay like that, right? The things that you may need that you other people may have to succeed in this shit, some people don't got it, right? You can't get up every day and do that thing every single day. You can't conform to it. Your brain is just not that kind of brain. A lot of these people are out there because of broken hearts. A lot of people are out there because of neglect, because of rape, because of molestation, right? And it's easy to talk at it if you ain't never been in it. If you ain't never slapped on the street before, if you ain't never had a drug monkey on your back before, if you don't know what it's, some people got pushed to the street because of mommy and daddy, because there wasn't a good village, right? So when capitalism doesn't work for a large group of people, we look at the people and say there's something wrong with you. We never look at the systems and say, just because some people do well in it, but the people who do well in it, sometimes they got mental illness too. Something's off with them, but they're able to just keep it going. So I got a problem with people talking like that. And you ain't never been in the shelters. Like, what are you talking about?
For sure. Somebody said that he was homeless, but I'm not sure. I have to look it up. Heaven, how do you feel about, the guy accused of this? He was homeless. Maybe he didn't get the right social programs from the government, or maybe he needed more help. What do you think?
I've been homeless also, Ken, so I can relate, and everything Ken said was on point. And even as a homeless veteran, and single mother and mother of a disabled child, you would think that there was a lot of things out there for me specifically, but it's just not the case. The help isn't there. I ended up homeless for 3 months. People don't choose that sometimes. And I wasn't a drug addict, and I wasn't, you know what I mean? And I was fighting tooth and nail, doing everything I could. And I know Nora in the chat, shout out to Nora. It can break you. It really can. When you don't know, like, where you're going to sleep, when you have kids, it's devastating mentally and emotionally, and it breaks your spirit when you fight real hard and you try and you reach out and you're doing all the things. I think that we don't have enough mental health services in this society. I think that when it comes to the black on white, white on black, majority of the time, we're talking about the white on black crimes that happen. It's police that are doing that. Like these are people who are supposed to be like, they should be sane, right? They should be getting mental evals and have someone over them. That's why we're calling it out in that regard, or people do call it out in that regard. I think this is completely different because this isn't someone who most likely has a lot of trauma. If anybody has been in the prison system, you know what that's like. It's not a safe environment, and him going multiple times. Should he have remained there? Probably. Should he have gotten help as a child? Most likely. But when the systems aren't there, that's what our taxes are supposed to be going towards. That's what I want our taxes to go to taking care of our people here, not to dropping bombs on the Freedom Flotilla again in international waters. Like, come on. Like, this is what our money's going to.
For sure. Mia, I know you was talking about how race is being played in the media, but homelessness is an objective that could probably be resolved by the government. So if there was some type of services for this homelessness, could this tragedy have been prevented?
Yeah, potentially. Early intervention is always the best. A lot of things can change with early intervention, and depending on anything could be aggressive intervention. I will say with that Tim Pool video, it astounds me that he did no research, because it is like categorically wrong. We have way too little beds and way too many people. And there are plenty of people out there that will and do abide by the guidelines set forth when it comes to homeless shelters. And we don't have enough homeless shelters for women and children. Actually, we have too few homeless shelters for women and children. And given the economic climate, it's mostly women and children that actually need these homeless shelters, because women generally need 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, especially if they have multiple kids. Because legally, if you have a boy child and a girl child past the age of 5, they cannot share a room legally. That's just how a lot of states operate. So single mothers are most likely the largest group of women or largest group of Americans that actually need these homeless shelters. And unfortunately, there's very few. I used to work in the emergency services, and there's no homeless shelters anywhere, especially in rural places. Back in January of this year in Detroit, a mother who was living in her van, the van ran out of gas, and 2 of her children died freezing to death in Detroit, Michigan weather this January. And she was on 5 separate wait lists for homeless shelters. 5. And she also had welfare services and whatnot. Like, we just don't have enough services. We don't allocate enough resources, and we literally physically don't have enough buildings. However, if we took care of the homelessness, then how would a lot of these politicians make money? If we, like, for lack of a better term, cured homelessness, how are all these politicians going to make money? Because homelessness feeds into crime, which feeds into private prison, which feeds into the private healthcare system, which is operating out of all of these private prisons because they all have infirmaries. So if we took care of homelessness, which we can, I mean, Chicago itself has $800 million that they allocate for resources when it comes to crime and all of those subcategories. So if we actually fixed this problem, which we can, we have plenty of money, all these politicians would run out of money that we keep electing at a local level, would get no money, and they would get no funds. So we will see this problem never get fixed because it literally doesn't pay to fix it, unfortunately.
The story that Mia just brought up, we actually covered this on here. So if you want to go see that story, go to the YouTube. Doc, how do you feel about, homelessness? Is it a major problem in America? Can it be resolved?
Yeah, I think it could be resolved, but we just choose to spend our money somewhere, a lot of other places. And as far as this guy, I don't know if homeless probably played a factor, but I think something is just off with him as well. So, some people are just off and they need help, and it could have happened anyway. And I think the dude in the video, he might have one experience with being homeless, but I don't think he realized some people are just like for lack of a better term, fucked up. Like, my money's just not right. I'm just in between, but I got the mindset and I could get it together and fix my situation. Some people just fucked up, but if I get the money right, I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do, and when the opportunity come, I'm gonna fix it. If some people are homeless, they got addiction, mental health, they got a lot going on, and having the money wouldn't change it for them. You know what I mean? Like, even having the opportunity to go there wouldn't change it for them, because that's not going to change the stuff that they got that's already, messed up going on in their life. Like, they can't get off the heroin, they can't get off the methamphetamine. They too deep. They can, but they ain't there yet in their life. You know what I'm saying? So even if you gave them somewhere to live, they'll be trying to sell that out. You know what I'm saying? To get money to feed this addiction. Or anything like that. So that's a problem for some people. And then I don't think people realize the violence that's in SA, that's in some of these shelters, and you know what I mean. And we would want to say that it's the best thing going on, and and they got security, and people say stuff like that. But we realize that everybody realize some people, when it's just a job, some people just you get lazy on your job, and that's just human nature, and it happens to everybody. And I ain't to say the people at the homeless shelter, sometimes they might be getting lazy, but it's a complex situation, and I think homeless played a part into this dude's situation. But I think inevitably some of these people are going to do the things that they're going to do, and it's a mental health thing. And I don't think it's black or white. Like, I don't think just because it's a black dude or it was a white dude did this crime, the media picks and chooses these topics and the murders they're going to publicize and the violence they're going to publicize to get this reaction out of us. I mean, it's their job to get the interaction. So, that's part of the problem as well.
For sure. Slim, is Trump going to resolve homelessness?
Man, that's a big one, bro. To be G with you, I don't think nobody is going to resolve that on an overnight scenario. I'm just talking to one of my business partners now, and we came to the conclusion, like, some people just like being homeless. Some people just live that way. At the end of the day, you gotta respect it either way. But to end it in general overnight, that's a big task, and you got to be delusional to see that, or to even think that can happen overnight. But there's ways to minimize it, and I believe there's ways to go forward within cleaning it up. But again, the homeless people will have to have the initiative to help as well. It's not a one-way scenario. They would have to want to work. They would have to want to get out of the streets. It's a two-way scenario on that level. So no, to answer your question directly, nah, nobody. I don't think nobody can stop that right now.
For sure. If you're watching right now, hit that subscribe button and press that notification bell to know when we go live. So happy birthday to Slim. So Slim,
happy birthday, bro.
A personal video. So this Slim on personal video he wanted to show y'all.
Man dropped a nuke on the Democratic Party.
You hate white men unless they're gay. You love black people unless they're conservative. You're for illegal immigration as long as they don't come into your home. You want to ban guns, but you want the government to still have theirs. You hate capitalism, but you expect these corporations to change their logo for Pride Month. You hated slavery, so you hate the party that was formed to abolish the slaves. You hated slavery, but you align with the party that was for keeping slaves. You don't recognize two genders unless you're talking about their hormones. You hate American values, but yet you want to still live here. You say black people can't be racist, but Candace Owens, Thomas Sowell, and Larry Elder are white supremacists. You want to ban guns to save children, but keep abortion to murder them.
I felt like a DJ at a club, Slim. What's your final
Was that an AI video?
Nah, that wasn't an AI video, baby. That was called The Truth. But final thoughts.
I think that was AI.
Yo, at the end of the day, man, the logic don't count no more. People are allergic to logic. It is what it is. We see it every day. People want to big up the killers and downplay the people that really need help. And it is what it is, man. I just sit back and laugh because I know my president is doing the right thing. And I'm all for everything that this man is doing right now. I don't really have no doubts that he's going to make this country what it's supposed to be, even after his time. I think people are going to carry the torch, man. So I'm grateful for everything. This is the time to be alive. With that being said, 85 Slim on all platforms.
Dot, what's your final thoughts?
Think everybody, all regular people, all people like me, we need to realize that this is a class thing in America. The problem is a class thing, and we're allowing these people to pit us white and black and Asian and brown and all of these different things. But we got to realize this is a class system. These people sit on top, and they keep us riled up and going at each other, and that works in their favor to keep them in the position that they are and allow them to not have to do the things they need to do to fix homelessness, to fix our healthcare system, to give out free college and education and stuff like that. So I think that's something that we just have to wake up and realize as Americans, that like these people are in a different class than us and they don't care. And the sooner we can all come together and make it less about a white, black, brown, Asian, whatever issue, and realize that it is about a middle class, lower economic, social economic system for these people like us in America, I think we'll be in a better place and we'll do better.
For sure. Ken, what's your final thought?
Man, I believe we should hold space for people that's dope at earning, like real capitalists, men and women. I believe we should hold space for them, and they should have a space where they can make as much money as they want and not be apologetic about it. They don't have to give back nothing, right? They can just keep expanding, and play that game the way they know how to play it. At the same time, I think there should also be a space for people that may not perform capitalism well, and that might be a little more egalitarian, right? Some people, I think Slim said it, there are some people that like to be homeless. And the key thing is, if you like to be homeless, there should be no judgment about that. if you're not there because of any mental illness, but if you have just decided to live like that, that's fine too. We should be able to hold space for the ill earners, let them go do that. But at the same time, the people on the street can't ask anything of the ill earners. And the people that want to live on the street and find community in that, and you don't perform capitalism that well, I think we should have like a state or a section in the country that all those people can live. Like it'll be a whole Burning Man type state for people that want to live like that. Because I don't think people should be graded on the curve of whether you are able to perform capitalism well. That might not be your wiring. And so I think we should hold space for both.
For sure. My final thoughts is shout out to everyone in the chat. It's a lot of new people. Thank you for coming. We do this every Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Come in, check in with us. My final thoughts is basically like when these types of things happen, we should definitely look beyond race. Race is the easiest thing that we can blame it on. So I hope that we get to a point where we can actually study these crimes and actually do something to prevent all of this. Thank y'all for watching. We'll be back here tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. Man Cave. Have a good night.